Imagine this. An actor's portrayal is so vividly grotesque that it literally makes someone else on set lose their lunch. If you're a fan of the HBO Max series Peacemaker, you'll definitely want to read on. Warning, spoilers ahead. This discussion delves into Season 2, Episode 6, titled Ignorance is Chris. And believe me, it's a ride you don't want to miss. In the colorful chaos of James Gunn's Peacemaker, there are certainly moments that could test the stomachs of cast and crew alike. In fact, during a recent episode of the official podcast for the show, it was revealed that a particular scene left a crew member so unsettled that they lost their breakfast. In that specific episode, John Economos, played by Steve Agee, finds himself gagging and struggling to keep it together amid bizarre and hilarious alternate universe occurrences. Lars Winther, the show's co-executive producer, shared an unforgettable tidbit. Agee's impressive fake vomiting in the inaugural season was so convincing that it triggered a real reaction from a crew member. Now, it's important to note that gag reflexes can be quite peculiar. Some people have a lower tolerance than others. And a select few actors, like Caitlin Olsen from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, are exceptionally adept at mimicking the act of gagging. Still, it's an impressive feat if your performance is authentic enough to elicit such a visceral response from others. Economos' need to retch in this episode might seem illogical, especially since he nearly loses his lunch just from being in close proximity to an alternate universe version of his deceased brother, Keith, played by David Denman. Yet his character has established a bit of a reputation for being prone to overreacting under pressure. In this episode, Economos' gagging fit caused quite the ripple effect. It even caused one crew member to actually step aside and vomit in response. Imagine that. Initially, Gunn had envisioned the scene to be even more outrageous, filled with what he described as an almost overwhelming amount of gagging noises. However, after reviewing it, he deemed it excessive, believing it could genuinely unsettle viewers. He candidly admitted, that scene is pretty disgusting, even as it is, but the first cut of it was so freaking gross that I had to cut it. When you see somebody gagging that much, it makes you want to gag. This concept of a psychogenic gag reflex isn't uncommon. Gunn likely made the right call on that one. After all, in a prior episode finale named It's Cow or Never, Agee's performance of gagging led to an incident where a focus puller ran off camera to be sick for real. In It's Cow or Never, Economos cleverly infiltrates the barn lair of the otherworldly foes known as the butterflies. However, he's not quite able to manage his nerves, leading him to vomit into a barrel. This outrageous act then triggers Peacemaker, portrayed by John Cena, to react through their walkie-talkies, gagging along with him. Winther recounted that during this particular scene, the focus puller had to momentarily step aside to vomit, showcasing just how authentic Agee's performance was, even if it was intended to be comedic. To date, Agee has fortunately managed to avoid any incidents involving his own stomach, although he jokingly noted that after several rounds of filming these scenes, what starts as acting can sometimes become too real, leaving him in a state of dry-heaving. With Peacemaker consistently serving up its signature blend of mayhem, grotesque humor, and outlandish scenarios, it wouldn't be surprising if we hear more tales of unexpected on-set reactions. Mark your calendars. New episodes of Peacemaker release every Thursday on HBO Max. After all, it's a series that keeps everyone on their toes. Or perhaps on the edge of their stomachs.